What is up, profitable, purposeful entrepreneurs? Hope you're having a great day. Let me ask you a question. If I could give you one quick mindset shift, one quick switch in your daily activities that would improve your business, your personal life, your relationships, your family life by amazing leaps and bounds, would you want to know about it? Well, if you do, continue to listen right now, because I'm going to share that in this podcast episode. I spent the last few years building a successful online business while learning from some of the most brilliant marketing minds and coaches on the planet. And now, I've walked away from that business to start over again from scratch. Why? Because, like you, I felt the calling of contribution and the all-consuming need to create a business giving me the freedom to put fatherhood and family first, while fulfilling my calling to share my expertise in order to serve and impact others in a positive way. Join me now as we walk the path together to create the life and business of our dreams. I'm Evans Putman. Welcome to the journey of the profitable, purposeful entrepreneur. So I have a question for you. Are you a consumer or are you a creator? What does that mean? Are you consuming more than you're creating? Are you consuming more than you're creating? And more importantly, what are you consuming? So let's get into that for a minute. This is something that came up recently in a podcast with Russell Brunson when he was talking about the summer and our children being out of school. What are they going to do all day? We all know how much kids, at least my child, loves electronics, loves the iPad, loves watching TV, but we try to get them away from some of that screen time. But Russell discussed taking another approach, and this approach really works well with us as entrepreneurs as well. What he talked about was becoming a creator instead of a consumer. So he was just going to switch the mindset of his children just a little bit to have them, instead of constantly just participating in watching things, they were going to be proactively creating things, creating their own YouTube channels where they could do things. They could watch YouTube videos on how to learn to make slime from, ingredients out of your kitchen, and then turn around and do videos themselves teaching others how to do it. So I thought this was very interesting, and it's a very good mindset switch, and it's not just for our kids this summer, not just for our children any time of the year. This is very important to us, not just as entrepreneurs, but as adults. We should spend, as entrepreneurs, we should spend the majority of our time creating and the minority of our time consuming. And this is something that I started doing. I switched my mindset a little bit with this months ago, and I'm telling you, it is amazing how much it will help you with your business and how much it will help move you forward into momentum. I'm sharing this because of my experience, and I think if you give it a shot, it's going to help you with your experience as well. And here's the thing. When you are consuming more than you are creating, you are being reactive to the things that are going on around you. And when you are being reactive, you go under constraint, as Alex Sharfin would say. You are not getting momentum. To stay in momentum, to stay moving forward in your business and in life, to make everything around you much less of a stressful situation, you need to be proactive. So remember that. When you are consuming more than you are creating, you're being more reactive than you are being proactive. And as an entrepreneur or anyone, it is better to be proactive in your life and create your life around you instead of just letting life create itself for you. I hope that makes sense. And one other thing I want to talk about real quick while we're on this subject. in the beginning of the podcast, I actually say what you consume is just as important, if not more important. And I want to share this with you too, because it wasn't until probably 3 months ago where I made this switch and I decided, you know what? I am cutting everything out of my life that I'm consuming that's negative. Facebook feed, social media. I'm still on social media, but I'm getting rid of the sources that feed negativity into my social media feed. Whether that is people that I'm connected with as friends, whether that is family, whether that is news sources, anything like that, it's gone out of my social media feeds. Because even though I am focusing on creating, I do need to consume. I need to see what's going on with other entrepreneurs. I need to see what's going on with people that may be following me. I need to see what's going on in my market. But what I don't need to see and what I don't need to put into my mind is the negative consumption, the negativity that's out there that is going to just bring more negative thoughts, more stress into my daily life. So this includes news apps, everything. I've switched my TV viewing habits to focusing on only positive things when I watch it. I watch more educational things on how to learn to grow my business, how to learn to grow myself, how to learn to better myself as an entrepreneur and a person. I will admit I still have to watch sports. I don't have to, but of course I grew up playing basketball, coaching basketball, so I love basketball. I love the drama of sports, not just the action of the game, but the drama that surrounds the sport and the stories and the ups and downs, all of those types of things I really get into. So I still consume sports, but I've cut out the news. I've cut out the negativity of the news. I've cut out the mindless just sitting and staring at something on TV or mindlessly scrolling through social media. So I implore you to do the same thing. Take a look at your social media habits, at your TV viewing habits, at your consumption habits. Not just what you're consuming for your body, but what you're consuming for your mind, okay? When you consume better things for your body performs better. When you consume better things for your mind performs better. So it's not just about becoming more of a creator than a consumer. It is, you will never shut down all your consumption, okay? It's still going to be a part of your life. So monitor, make sure you're creating more than you're consuming, and make sure that what you are consuming is feeding into your goals, your success, bettering your life, not stressing your life. So remember, be proactive instead of reactive. I hope this helps you. It's helped me a lot. I love seeing other entrepreneurs talking about the same thing. I love seeing it happening with my daughter, and I'm excited to know that she wants to become a creator and create things over the summer. The thing that spurred me real quick, just to tell you a quick story, the thing that really spurred this podcast today was I actually looked in my photos on my phone for something that I was going to create and put on Instagram for my following. And there was an image of an alpaca. Now, what does an alpaca have to do with anything? Well, the alpaca was from a book that my daughter just created over the weekend. And she created this book from scratch using the iPad. So instead of just consuming, she was actually learning about alpacas. Then she took what she learned and photos of alpacas and she put that into a book that she created. And then she actually went to her teacher at school and asked if she could share it with her classroom. So I found this just totally amazing, inspiring. My daughter inspired me to make this podcast, and I hope it's inspiration for you, for your kids, and for anybody in your life. So start creating more than you consume. Watch what you consume. It's going to be a massive change in your mindset, a massive change in your life, a massive change in your business. I appreciate all of you. Talk to you soon. Hey, all my podcasting entrepreneur friends, this is Evans. Listen, I got a question for you guys. What is the big result you want with your podcast? It could be many answers. Is it to rapidly increase your subscribers? Do you want to attract top tier guests, the biggest names in your industries? Maybe you want to grow a large, engaged marketing list, an email list, Facebook Messenger list, maybe a Facebook group that is full of people who eagerly await you to come out with new offers so they can snatch them up because they know and trust you, right? Maybe it's you just want your podcast to deliver predictable income and profits without having to run ads from other companies. Well, here's the thing. The last company I was involved in, the one that I left right before coming here, I was in charge of growing that podcast and coming up with strategies just like those that delivered results just like those. We quickly got to over 4 million downloads. We averaged 150,000 plus downloads a month. And that all started at being stagnant at around 30,000 downloads and had been there for like 6 months. So we quickly grew that subscriber base. Once we did that, we were able to leverage that to get people like Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Dean Graziosi, Barbara Corcoran, John Lee Dumas, Hal Elrod. Those are some of the people I know off the top of my head that were on the podcast. And what's even more important is we were able to then creatively come up with assets that we didn't even have to spend money and time to create, and use those assets to be able to build a marketing list in both emails, Facebook Messenger, and a massively engaged Facebook group. Okay, and these things were full of our listeners, people that trusted us, they loved us, they became customers. They were hyperactive buyers is what we like to call them, because when they bought again and again and again, all your upsells, all your downsells, everything you were selling practically. And the awesome thing is that we were able to turn this into predictable, profitable income. Over 500 grand in revenue from the podcast. And we didn't run any Facebook ads. We didn't have to spend any money on ads. We didn't have any outside companies placing ads in our podcast. This was all our profits and all true to our vision with our listeners. So I put together an awesome course on this. I'm building it right now, but you can go get on the wait list and get one of the biggest, most important modules for free. I just want you guys to have that as long as you get on the wait list. It'll be launching it is launching the week of May 20th. So go on and go there right now. It's onepodcastaway.com. ONE podcastaway.com, where you can learn more, watch a testimonial from Pat, my former business partner, about how we grew his podcast, and just learn more about what's offered in this waiting list offer. This is a limited offer for just a few people who come over there and get on it in the next couple of weeks, because at that point we'll be launching the full course. But I want to make sure that I take care of you guys first and wanted to let you all know about it. So onepodcastaway.com. Go check it out. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. Come into the Facebook group. Find me online on Facebook. You can always email me at evans@onepodcastaway.com if you have any questions about the course, anything at all. I look forward to helping you guys grow your podcast and making money from your podcast for your business. Thanks a lot. Peace. Have a great day.